Greetings. Let's continue with evaluation of degree of kinematic indeterminacy of truss shown in figure, which is supported by two end supports, hinge supports at the ends. Then we'll start with the count of number of joints. Number of joints are 6. Number of members count is 10, and number of end reactions are R. Reactive forces are. If I substitute in the equation dk 2j minus 3, 2 into 6 minus 4, ds equals to 8. Ends where the supports are being provided, they are completely restrained against any types of displacement. So degrees of freedom at these two ends will be 0, whereas 1 2 3 4 four joints are being there which are having freedoms degrees of freedom equals to 2, means 4 into 2 8. From the geometry 8 is there. From the equation we are going to say 8 deformations are available. So this refer this as a dk instead of ds, refer it as a dk. The degree of kinematic indeterminacy is said to be here 8 for this second structure. Now let's move towards the analysis of trusses. Trusses can be the classified as a determinate, indeterminate. If I am going to say about the analysis of determinate trusses, they are method of joints, method of section, and graphical method. So in case of method of the joints, what we are going to do, we are going to apply the equilibrium equations or analysis of the uh, truss by joint method. It's for individual joints we are going to write the equilibrium equation, and from that equilibrium equations we are going to find out the unknown forces in that particular member. Okay, so for that individual free body diagrams we are going to prepare. We will start from a joint which will have at least two number of unknown force, and then we propagate towards the entire structure, and finally we are going to get the total forces in all members and their natures. In case of method of section, we are not going to have the complete analysis. We can take this count of symmetry, or we can have a section from it. So we'll pass a section from the members whose forces are needed to be counted. Instead of going for all analysis, I will pass the section at a convenient position so that the forces in the members can be evaluated. And for that, what I will do, I will prepare a free body diagram for the section for that particular section, and then I will count out the unknown forces with the help of applying equilibrium equation for that particular uh, free body diagram. In case of graphical method, we are going to use here the principle of polygon law of forces, and then we'll extend the concept with reference to scale geometry. We'll prepare a space diagram and vector diagram, and with the help of this vector diagram and space diagram, we are going to find out what is the unknown forces in that particular member. So in case of that, we will going to prepare force polygon for individual loops, or we are spaces, or we are going to write the force polygon for the entire structure. So this type of graphical method is applied in case of a complex geometry, and in case of a large structure which becomes hard to analyze either by method of joints or method of section. In that case, we are going for a graphical approach, especially in case of designing of a roof trusses. Now analysis of your indeterminate trusses, it can be analyzed with the help of a force method or flexibility method. The second one is the displacement method, or it is also called as stiffness method. It will be depending upon the count of the stiffness of the member and the count of how much flexibility the member possesses. We will see this one in later upcoming lectures. Before that, we'll try to have a recap of the determinate trusses, as university is demanding that analysis of determinate and indeterminate frames are there. We'll have a recap of what we have done in the basic engineering mechanics and other courses. For that, let us have the analysis determine the forces of the member of a truss shown in figure. The truss is shown here. It's a planar truss, and if I having it's going to have applied with the gravity loads at different panel points, and we have to analyze this and find out unknown forces in the member. The very first job is that I have to say the truss is perfect or imperfect. Okay, if it is a perfect imperfect, then only I can say it as a determinate or indeterminate one. So if I count the number of joints here, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 6 numbers of joints are there, If I count the members here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many members are there? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 9 members are there. If I make a count here, m equals to 9 equals to 2j minus 3, 2 into 6 minus 3, it comes to 9 into 9. I can say it as a perfect truss. If it is a perfect truss, we can say it is a determinant, and we can analyze with the help of available equilibrium equations. So now what I will do, I will put the joint names here, A, B at the ends, which are supported by end restraints, and other ends are C, D, E, F. In clockwise manner, I have made the joint nomenclature. Next one, I will find out what are the unknown reactive forces developed due to end restraints. There are two reactive forces at end A and one reactive force at end B. Well, in A, the support is a hinge support, and at B, the support is a roller support. Now, our job is to find out these unknown forces. For that, I am going to utilize available equilibrium equation. For a planar structure, I will have summation of force in, if I apply equilibrium summation of force in x direction, if summation of x equals to 0, the minus HA, it is going towards the left hand side, minus HA and plus 20 is going towards the right hand side, plus 20. The sign convention, the force going towards the right is positive, towards the left is negative. From this, what I get, HA equals to 20 kilonewton. Summation of force in vertical direction, RA, it should be RB here. So read it as a RB here, RB minus 30 going downward, minus 50 going downward, minus 40 going downward, one more minus 30 going downward. All forces I have counted, downward forces as a negative, upward force as a positive. Resultant, what I got, RA plus RB equals to 150. Read this as a RB, RA plus RB is equals to 150. Now, after knowing all the forces, we can go, now we are not knowing all the forces, only HA we have find. RA and RB still unknowns. Then I will use third equilibrium equation, taking summation of moment about A. Then if I take summation of moment about A, it will be minus RB into A. Is going to anti-clockwise, 50 into 4, 30 into 4, and 40 into 8. Here read this 4 as a 8, because 40 into 8 is the perpendicular distance with reference to the joint A. That's why it comes to be minus 40 into 4 plus 20 into 4 equals to 0. From this equation, I can get RB equals to 90. Once I can have got RB, I will resubstitute this, back substitution of this in previous equation, previous relation. We will get RA equals to 60 kilonewtons. Okay, now all unknown forces are known to me. I will start joint by joint analysis by considering a joint where minimum two unknowns are there. Let's start with the joint A. So if I take a joint A here, there are two known forces are there, and two unknown forces from the members are there. If I prepare free body diagram, one reactive forces are A equals to 60, second reactive force horizontal direction HA equals to 20, and member force FAC and member force FAF. The A to F member force is AF, and A to C member force is AC. Now what I will do, I will apply equilibrium equation for this particular joint. So at joint, the force system is concurrent force system. That's why only two equilibrium equations will be available. That is summation of force in x direction, F minus 20 equals to 0. It leads to be FAF equals to 20 kilonewton, which is in tensile nature. Similarly, we can have summation of Fy is equals to minus Fac plus 60 equals to 0. So Fac is equals to 60 kilonewton, and the nature is compressive nature. Then I have got two unknown forces from the joint A. Let's move for the next joint. Next joint is joint C. If I prepare free body diagram for the joint C, it appears like this. The applied force 30 kilonewton coming at that particular joint. FAC, which is the force from member A for member AC, and force in member CF, and force in member CD. The direction which I have assumed is based on the general equilibrium consideration. These two forces are going to counterbalance. These two forces are going to be counterbalanced. Angle theta is the inclination of this member force with reference to the vertical axis I have considered here. So theta can be found out. by geometric constant as theta equals to tan inverse AC by AF, which equals to tan inverse 4 by 4, which equals to 45 degree. Now I will extend the part related to application of your equilibrium equations here. Summation of vertical direction equals to 0. If I go with the horizontal direction, there are two unknowns. The resultant equation will be with the unknowns. That's why I will first move with the vertical. Two forces are known here, 30 kilonewton, and force in member AC is also known. Only one unknowns will be there. We can easily get the value of this. That's why I will move with the first vertical direction. So summation of Fy equals to Fac minus Fcf cos of 45 minus 30, which is equals to 60 minus Fcf cos of 45 minus 30, resulting in Fcf cos of 45 divided by 30, and the answer is summation of 42.42 kilonewton in tensile nature. The tensile Fcf will move in a tensile nature. The summation of Fx is equals to minus Fcd plus FCF sine of 45. If I write for equation for horizontal direction, two forces are there. If I put the individual values, what I will get, FCD is equals to 30 kilonewton in compression. Now I will move towards the joint D. In case of joint D, I will have the free body diagram like this. Applied forces 50 kilonewton, unknown forces are FCD, FDF, FDE. From previous analysis, we have got the value of FCD, means only two unknown forces are there. If I apply a summation of Fx, so I get FCD minus FD equals to 0, which I can write FCD equals to FDE, which equals to 30 kilonewton in compression. Similarly, summation of vertical forces will result into FDF minus 50 equals to 0. This means that FDF equals to 50 kilonewton, which is here, sorry, it should be compression in nature. I have put here a tensile in nature. So these two forces are compression in nature. That's why read this as a compressive in nature. Now I will move to the joint E. Free body diagram of joint E will be like this. If I analyze the forces with reference to equilibrium equation, the summation of Fx equals to Fde minus Fef sine of theta plus 20, it results into Fef equals to 70.71 kilonewton and it's tensile in nature. Similarly, summation of Fy equals to Fbe minus 50 minus Fef cos of 45, it results into Fbe equals to 90 kilonewton in compression. So the nature of this force is a compressive force. Now I will write take next joint B, and write equilibrium equation for this joint B. Three forces are there, Fbe, Fbf and Rb. If I write for vertical direction, it will be Fbe minus Rb. We know Fbe value from previous studies 90 and Rb 90, resultant is 0, means it means that there is a equilibrium, and this is validation of your analysis. Similarly, if you move towards x direction, there is no counterbalance force for Bf. Bf will be acting as a null force member, zero force member. Okay, after doing all analysis, what we do, we prepare this in a tabular format as a ready result for a designer and further extension. So here we will have serial number, members, force in kilonewton, nature. So I will put all the members sequentially. First I have taken horizontal members, then I have taken inclined member, then I have substituted the individual values there, and then I have substituted the nature of the forces. That is what we can say analysis by joint method. Now let us move towards the recap of analysis by section method. Determine the force in the member FH, HG and GI in the truss shown in figure. Each load is 10 kilonewton and all triangles are equilateral triangle with sides 4 meter. The geometry is given here, and it's supposed that we are going to find out the forces in the member FG, HG and GI. Okay, only three member forces is being called here. That's why I will not go for the analysis of complete structure. What I will do, I will pass a section passing through FH and GI, and I will apply equilibrium equation for this. Seeing the time constants here, I will continue with this numerical in next lecture. Till then, be safe, be at home, be healthy. Thank you.